I'm going to tell you a little secret about people who talk about the past all the time. If you run into someone who talks about the past all the time and what happened back in the day and never talk about their present, it's because they're not satisfied with their present and they're not optimistic about their future. Let me give you a case in point. Let's say that you go home to visit. Let's say that you left home. You went home to visit back in the old neighborhood. You're hanging out with some folks, and you're probably considering going back home, but it's just an idea. You're visiting right now, checking things out. You hadn't been back home to live in over 20, 30 years. A lot can happen during that time. You've been different places, you had new experiences, and you've grown. But you won't just come home to visit. You always have that one person, be it a family member, somebody you went to school with, someone from the neighborhood. You have that one person that has not physically moved, mentally moved, or changed their mindset in all that time. They're still talking the same language. They still have the same walk. They still have the same talk. They're still staying in the same house. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they're happy. But 9 times out of 10, these people aren't happy. Because the minute they see you, they want to spend the entire day talking about what happened back in the day. And I have no problem with that. It's good to take a trip down memory lane. It's really good. But the route of the conversation is really supposed to be, okay, yeah, this happened when we was in 5th grade, and this happened when we was in high school, and blah, blah, blah. But eventually the conversation is supposed to come to, well, what have you been doing all this time? What's going on in your life right now? But for some people, they don't even get to that portion of the conversation because they literally spent the whole day talking to this person who is stuck in memory lane, and all they want to talk about is what happened in the past. And you have to be careful with some of these folks. Check out their surroundings. Check out how they're moving. Check out how they're interacting with other people. And if everything is still in the past, they need help. Yeah, here I go again talking about people who need help. But I'm sorry, I go out in the world every single day, and I just see people behave in certain ways that just make me twist my face out, and I'll be like, what the freak is going on here? And tell me you don't go out and you don't see that. Sometimes I'll go to places like malls and parks, and I'll just find a table somewhere, or I'll go sit on the grass, and I just watch people. And there's a lot going on that just doesn't make any sense. And I'm not saying this to ridicule anybody. I just want to let y'all know that there's some people that really, truly need some help. And they're not bad people. A lot of them are good people. They just need a lot of help so they can be able to make it. You don't want to wake up one day and realize this person checked out and you don't understand why. You want that person to get the help they need. So back to the person that's always talking about the past and everything. See, there's no sense of having a current conversation about what's going on in your life because they're so stuck far in the past. They believe that you guys are still in 5th grade, that you guys are still in high school. So when you talk about what's going on in your adult life, they're not going to be able to comprehend what you're talking about. And like I said, this could be somebody from the hood. It could be somebody you used to go to school with. It could be a relative. So it doesn't matter how grown you are and how many places you've been, they're still going to see you as that person at that age because that's where their mindset is. So you have to restrict what kind of conversation you have with these people. They're not progressive thinkers at all, and they need really a lot of help. And maybe they're stuck in that stage because that's the best time that they ever had in their life, and they just don't want to face reality. They're probably dealing with so much right now that they are mentally disconnected. We have to be aware of the fact that sometimes people just need a little bit more attention. They need a little bit more medical attention. They need a little bit more mental attention. They need a little bit more emotional attention. They need professional help. And I'm saying this because I'm going to say this and I'm going to continue to say this. There is nothing wrong with getting some additional mental and emotional help. Nothing wrong with it. You are getting help. You are acknowledging that you need help. Do you know how courageous that is? And it's going to be a process. Don't be one of these people that just hops around from therapist to therapist to therapist. You get 1 or 2 sessions and think everything is okay, and then about 6 or 7 months later, when things get out of control, you go get another one and go 1 or 2 sessions. There are people in this world that do that. They've had problems, deep-seated emotional and mental problems that they've had for years, and they figure that they'll go to a therapist 1 or 2 times and everything is okay. They're not magicians. That's just like you going to the doctor and getting a prescription, and you rush to get the prescription, and the prescription is 1 pill twice a day for 30 days. That's 60 pills. That's like you taking the pill for 2 or 3 days and you're like, oh, okay, I'm fine. You're not being realistic. We're human beings. We're not perfect. There are going to be times in our life where we're going to need some treatment. There are going to be times in our life when we need help. There's going to be times in our lives where we have to address physical issues as well as mental issues. It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with preventive help, but there are some people out there that figure that, oh, well, all I have to do is run every single day. All I have to do is drink this juice and this potion and take this pill. And I have nothing wrong with, I have nothing against holistic medicine, herbal medicine. I participated in myself. But what happens if you go out somewhere and you break your leg or you break your wrist? Accident. You have an accident. Or you happen to catch a nasty infection because you went to the wrong restaurant and ate some bad food. Well, if it's a situation you get in a car wreck or something like that, and there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to go to the doctor. There's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to go to a hospital. And they're going to give you treatment. And you have to follow the instructions on the treatment in order to heal. And these people that are stuck back in memory lane, they need to heal. They need to accept the fact that they're not there anymore. And need to build a life for themselves. Just saying.